Hi, it's Karen with West USA Realty, Team Minik, and I'm here for part 3 of our solar series with Mike Craig of Solar Fix. So Mike, on this one we've decided to purchase solar. We've decided whether we're going to lease it or we're going to buy it outright. But this time I want to ask you, how do you choose a solar company? I know when I moved into my community, it was relatively new, and I had 20 different solar companies come to my door to sell me solar. How do you make that decision? Because it's a big decision.
I think number one, you need to check the references. Anyone that's approaching you to sell solar, you should have no problem asking the salesperson or whoever's pitching the solar to provide some references. Maybe it's just 3 references or 5, whatever you feel comfortable with, and follow up on them. Just see.
Call the people.
Was the service good? Did they do it on time? Did they do it in a professional manner? Am I able to see my solar production online? Did the monitoring work? Those kinds of things.
Okay. And then how about checking reviews online? Is that helpful as well?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Check your reviews online. Make sure it corresponds with some of the references that you called, that type of thing. Absolutely.
Okay, and then you have the choices between the big companies, Sunrun, Tesla, versus the little locally operated companies. What are your considerations in choosing big or small?
So the price point's probably going to be about the same, whether it's a big company or a small company. The question you have to ask yourself is, who do you want to service that if there is a problem in the future? A smaller locally owned company would respond much quicker to if you had an inverter error of some kind. So you call somebody and say, hey, I have a state 240 error, what do I do? And it's not your job to know what that error is or does or whatever, or doesn't do. So the question is do you want to work with a larger company? You might be in line for a while because their servicing requests sometimes take up to 6 months. A locally owned firm might be a week out, maybe 2 weeks out. So those are some things to take into consideration.
So one of the things that would scare me about a smaller company is, hey, they're going to go out of business. How does that affect me?
So the smaller company is on the hook, so to speak, for about 12 months. After that 12 months, you can, if they're still in business, great, you can call them back and try to get serviced. If they're not, you can go to any licensed folks to do that. In other words, another solar company or any company that can fix the solar.
Now, what about the warranties? Are they pretty much the same, big or small company?
Yes, yeah, it's backed up by the manufacturer. So your solar panel and your inverter, which are the 2 greatest pieces of the system, those are all backed up by the manufacturer.
Okay, so the warranties are all about the manufacturer, not about the company that installs it.
Correct. Yeah.
So even if they go out of business, your warranties are still good.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Mike. Once again, that was very helpful.
You bet.